Top-N skip is an internal undocumented function in DAX that behaves much like top-N, but it is much faster when retrieving data from a physical table, and it also has the option of skipping a given number of rows at the beginning. It is internally used by client tools like Power BI. When you browse data in the data view of Power BI and you are scrolling through the content of a data, Power BI is likely to use top-N skip because it's the fastest way to retrieve data from a physical table in a window way. So skipping a given number of rows at the beginning and showing a subset of the rows. Apart from that, so apart from the skipping argument, its behavior is much the same as top-N. The important difference is that you can use all the features of top-N skip if the skipping argument is 0. If the skipping argument is a different value, then it comes with limitation. Mainly, it can only work with a physical table, so columns with a lineage in the model. Let's see a couple of examples of it. The first example is a top-N skip that retrieves the first 100 values, skipping no rows from the product table sorted by product name ascending. And if I run this query, you see that the first product is M300 Azure and the second product is M300 Black. You can change the content of the skipping argument, say that we want to skip the first row. And if we skip the first row, we will no longer have M300 Azure, and the first one will be M300 Black. We can run it, and you see that now M300 Black is the first row. You can use the skipping argument, as I said, only if you are browsing, only if the argument that you are sorting is a physical table. If the skipping argument is not 0, its behavior is much like top-N. So you can have multiple sorting arguments by sales descending and by category ascending, and the order by expressions is evaluated in the row context generated by top-N skip, which is an iterator. This works just fine, and you see that I'm iterating over a table that is not a physical table. The reason I can do that is because I'm using 0 as the skipping argument. If I add a different number here, like skip the first 2 rows, then top-N skip stops working. It is a very well optimized function internally used by Power BI and can be used with strong limitations. So if you need the skipping argument, then you need to obey to its limitations. If you don't need the skipping argument, then top-N does exactly the same work. Finally, beware, being undocumented, it is subject to change without any kind of notice.